Hey, it's T back with another Get Ready With Me. Yes, another one, because these are kind of the easiest videos for me to do where I actually get to kill two birds. I'm actually getting ready, get to hang out with you guys, and I'll miss y'all. So my skincare is already done. That's why I'm looking extra greased up right now, because I have my moisturizer and my sunscreen on, and sunscreen, as you guys know, tends to make you look oily, but I don't care. I'm not gonna not wear sunscreen. To counteract the greased up appearance I have right now, I'm going to start off with this, which is the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. I picked this up during Sephora spring sale, so I've been using it a little while. I don't use it every single day, but I am going to be running some errands, and then I have a date later on tonight. So I want to make sure that my makeup lasts all day and I don't look really bad as the day goes on. And this is going to help with that. Now, I've heard people compare this, excuse me for looking in the viewfinder, but I'm kind of using it as my mirror. I've heard people compare this to the Becca mattifying primer. I tried that one and I returned it, so that should let you know how I feel about it. The Becca one didn't spread very nicely on my skin, I found. I found it was really hard to apply, and it left sort of white patches in places that you would then feel like, well, now I have to cover that with makeup. Now I'm going to prime my eyelids because I'm going to wear some eyeshadow. So I'm going to use this Milani primer that I've been trying out. If you guys watched my last Get Ready With Me, or maybe the one before, I've done two, I think. I have another one in the can that I still need to edit though. I was using that Makeup Forever palette that I had also picked up during the Sephora spring sale. That shit went back. I got tired of it creasing. But one thing I should mention is overall I found I've managed to reduce the creasing of all the eyeshadows that I've been playing with by not putting any sunscreen or oily products on my eyelids when I'm doing my morning skincare routine. I make sure that, you know, if I'm doing my daytime eye cream, I don't bring it onto the lids. My sunscreen, I don't bring it onto the lids, and that has helped a lot. So basically, the primer just goes onto my bare skin. Now, I meant to do a video about a month ago telling you guys about the PHAMExpo, which I had never heard of until this year, but I found out about it just a few days before it was happening in Pasadena. I'm in LA, so it's not too far, so I decided to sign up and I was able to get tickets, and it was pretty cool. And it's basically a smaller BeautyCon type event. I don't know if I would ever go to BeautyCon because I despise crowds and I just feel like it would be too much for me. But this was pretty cool. It was fairly crowded, I will say, but it was a lot of fun. I got to meet Eyeliner there, which was cool. I met Kathleen Lights. So I was there. I also picked up some makeup, and I think I'm gonna feature some of the things I bought at the PHAMExpo in this Get Ready With Me, because why not? So since we're starting with eyeshadow, I want to show you guys this. I got this Z palette because Z palette was there and all of their palettes were 20% off, as well as the eyeshadows inside. The smaller ones are from Makeup Geek, and these two big ones on the bottom are by Stilazi, I think. These were $2 a piece, and the pigmentation was really crazy, so I figured I'd give them a go. So some of these are the Makeup Geek foiled shadows. I think what I was doing was I was putting all the foiled shadows I got here in this second row. That's what it's looking like to me, and then these ones are just normal Makeup Geek shadows. If you want me to go through shade by shade and show you what I got and do a swatching video, I can do that, but I feel like there's so many videos on Makeup Geek already on YouTube, it seems kind of redundant. So since it is still daytime and I'm wearing makeup that I want to not look like an insane person during the day and I want it to carry me through to the evening, I'm not going to do anything super dark, but I'm going to start with this color here, which is one of the Makeup Geeks. Let me just pull it out so I can tell you the name. I'm going to start with Moondust by Makeup Geek. Just using a flat shader brush. For my crease color, I'm going to go with a similar shade. I'm going to go with this one here, which looks like it's either a matte or a satin, so that I don't have too much sparkle going on, because again, it is daytime, and this is called High Tea. So I'm just going to blend that out in my crease and on the outer corner of my eye using a small tapered blending brush. I like small brushes like this because I have small eyes, so it's just easier for me. These are my first Makeup Geek eyeshadows, so I am excited to finally be trying them out. At the show, the discount was not impressive though. I thought that they could have done better than that. The shadows, the regular eyeshadows, I think were their normal price. Like, I think they were $6 each or something, which is what they already cost. So all you were really saving on was shipping and maybe tax, because everything was sort of like $6 flat. I don't recall being charged tax. So that was kind of jive. The foiled shadows, you got $1 off, so I think they were $9 instead of $10. So again, not impressive, especially considering I was able to get stuff by Laura Mercier and Bobbi Brown and really high-end brands for 40% off. Not because Laura Mercier and Bobbi Brown and so forth had actual booths there, but Namie's and Nigel's did. And if you're not familiar, those are massive makeup stores geared toward professionals, but the public can shop there too, and I do. And they had their stuff for 40% off, so I was just like, yes please. I'm gonna switch back to my flat shader brush because I'm less likely to poke myself in the eye and just smoke out that same shade underneath my lower lash line. So that's kind of it. Obviously I still have to do eyeliner and mascara, and I'm going to highlight my inner tear duct, but I'm going to do that after I do liner and mascara because I would just have to touch it up again anyway, so it doesn't make sense to do it now. So we'll come back to the shadow a bit later. In the meantime, I'm going to pop off camera, do my winged eyeliner and my first coat of mascara because I can't do winged eyeliner on camera, and who really wants to watch me putting on mascara anyway? Okay, winged liner done, first coat of mascara done. In case you're curious, for eyeliner, I just use the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner. It's black, it's $1, or at least it was when I bought it, maybe it's gone up slightly. So the eyes are done-ish. I'm gonna come back and do mascara, and like I said, I'm also gonna do just a little bit of an inner tear duct highlight, but in the meantime, I can move on to base. So as I said, Namie's and Nigel's had booths at the PHAMExpo, so I was able to pick up this, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, oil-free. It's got an SPF of 20 in it, though I don't think it is a mineral-based sunscreen. It is not. It is octinoxate and octisalate, so whatever. That's not my preference. I try to avoid putting those on my skin if I'm honest, but for 40% off to get to try this tinted moisturizer, I was all about it. So I think I've used this tinted moisturizer like once since picking it up. I've kind of been forgetting that I have it, to be honest, and just using my normal stuff. But for a tinted moisturizer, I think it's got pretty nice coverage. I'm typically not a full coverage girl, but I do love my IT Cosmetics CC cream, and that is a full coverage product, even though they call it a CC cream. That's just marketing, you know. So there you go. I'll move in closer so you guys can get a better look at the finish of this oil-free tinted moisturizer. I think the light is making it hard to see right now, but it should give you kind of an idea. So let's do another quick coat of mascara and brows. I didn't get anything for brows at the expo, so I'm just going to use this IT Cosmetics Your Brows But Better, or whatever it's called, skinny pencil that I love, but I probably will not be repurchasing. I was able to get it for half price when Ulta was having a one-day flash sale on it, so I snagged it then, but I would never pay $24, I think is what this costs. I would never pay that. So I've got some backup brow ride or die products on deck that I've been playing with, and I'll talk about those some other time. And nothing too exciting here, just using short strokes wherever there should be more hair than there is. And that's it. Oh, speaking of eyebrows, I have to show you guys the shirt that I have on. I also picked this up at the PHAMExpo, and I'll put the company name on screen and or in the description box. But check this out. Let me back up. It's not you, it's your eyebrows. Okay, we've got 2 coats of mascara on, foundation, all that good stuff. So next I'm gonna do a bit of a highlight because it's summertime, and why not? At the expo, I picked up this, the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo, which has just been all over YouTube. I didn't know what the hype was about, but when I swatched it, I thought it looked really nice, and I actually also met Violet Banks, another YouTuber, at the expo, and we were hanging out and shopping together, and she picked it up in shade 1. I got it in shade 2. The shade 1 was more of a champagne highlight, which is what she was going for, and I just wanted more of a gold highlight because my skin is very yellow in terms of undertone anyway, and I thought it would be very complimentary. So just running that on to the highlight shade. In terms of the brown shade, I haven't used that at all so far. And my light is pretty bright, so it already looks like I'm wearing highlighter right now, but I'm not. I'm just greasy. I'm gonna put a little bit just on the bridge of my nose. But I'm not going to do my forehead because I get greasy there, and I'm not going to do my Cupid's bow because I think that looks gross. I mean, no offense if you like doing that, more power to you, different strokes for different folks, but I feel like it just makes my mouth look slimy. I'm not a concealer girl every day, but on days when I'm wearing eyeshadow, I feel like I need it, so let's do that. I didn't get any concealer at the expo, so I'll just be using the Lancome Maki Complete. I'm sure I said that wrong, in the shade Caramel. Not a lot. I like this concealer pretty well. This is another one that I caught on a sale. Are you noticing a theme? I seem to only buy things on sale. And I'm just going to blend that out with this, the controversial micro or mini beauty blender. I thought this looked like the biggest scam and the stupidest thing ever invented. But again, caught it on sale and decided to give it a go because I was having a hard time trying to use the full size under my eye because again, I have very small eyes and it's been really great. So if you have small eyes like me, it might be worth giving this or some sort of dupe. I don't know if there are any dupes out yet for the mini beauty blender, but it might be worth giving it a go if you're having trouble getting up in here with your normal beauty sponge or whatever you use, or you can just use a brush. I find that this is a little bit gentler rather than like tugging by like swirling a brush around. I can just kind of tap and it works about the same as a finger, but I feel like it works faster than using my finger. And because it's got that little tip, I can really get into this inner tear duct area nicely. And now it looks like I got more sleep than I actually did. So to highlight my inner tear duct, I don't really have too many options out of the colors I picked. I got kind of more mid-tone to deeper colors, but I've got this gold here, and I think it will actually go nicely with the overall look, simply because I've got the gold highlighter and I've got a lot of gold yellow undertones in my skin. So I think it'll go pretty well. This is one of those foiled shadows by Makeup Geek, by the way. This is Magic Act. Now let's do some finishing touches. I'm going to add some bronzer because it's summertime, so why not? I'm going to use the Hourglass Bronzer, which I didn't get at the expo, but this is yet another thing I got from that Sephora sale in April. It is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. I've been loving this stuff, but it's kind of intense, so it's not really an everyday thing. It's a more dramatical look for me. Use a big fluffy brush, and I feel like it gives my face a nice dimension, which can sometimes get flattened out when you add foundations. Then I take it from basically the little nub on my ear where my tragus piercing would be, but I don't have my earring in right now, down here, no farther than the edge of my eyebrow. And again, just kind of circular motions. I don't want lines on my face. I just want to bring back the normal shadows and warmth that's there, but that might have been lost a little bit by bringing foundation into the mix. That's how that looks. I use it kind of as a bronzer slash contour because it's a good shade for me for that. And because I've got highlight and contour, I'm not going to do blush because I think it's just too much. So now it's time for lips. We're going to use MAC's lipstick in Midi Mauve. This is a luster finish. And if this is another one of those my lips but better kind of colors, which is what I'm going for. And I love it because I don't need a lip liner with it. I can just slap it on. Then just for a bit more shine, I'm going to add just a little bit of NYX's lip gloss in Miami Babe. So all that's left, and this is something I actually meant to do before lips, is to powder my face. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder Translucent. This is another one I snagged at the expo. 40% off, y'all. I kept hearing about how great this powder was and I really wanted to try it, but it's expensive. So I was really happy to be able to get it. And I think I might have even gotten like the last one, or there were only one or two left, according to the girl at the Namies booth who helped me. I like it so far. I feel like it does a good job of mattifying the skin without leaving any sort of weird texture or cast. Because you know how some of these translucent powders are not translucent for us. And just under my eyes a bit. This brush is way too big for under my eyes, but I'm too lazy to get another one. Okay, lesson learned. I definitely should have gotten a smaller brush to set my under eyes because this piece of shit shed a brush hair directly into my eyeball, which hurt a lot. Thanks, Morphe. Anyway, that completes the look of today, this get ready with me, whatever you want to call it. Once again, it just was showing you guys some of the stuff that I picked up at that expo, the PHAMExpo, which I swear to God, I was just like, is that PHAMExpo? How do you say it? Until I got there and heard people working the event actually say it, I didn't know how to pronounce it. And just some other stuff that I picked up from the Sephora spring sale back in April, you know, just bits and bobs like that Makeup Forever palette, which ended up getting returned. I got some other stuff, so you were able to see some of that today. I never have done a haul video because it just makes me feel weird, like, look at what I bought. Even though I love watching haul videos, so I'm funny that way, I guess. Oh, and if you're wondering about my hair, it is just this big old bun, but this is not me. This is, let me show you guys. My hair is actually in a bun underneath this bun. This is the Equal drawstring ponytail. It's basically Marley hair on a drawstring ponytail cap, which is something I'd wanted for forever. I actually was trying to figure out if there was a way I could make it myself, and then they came out with it maybe last year. I remember seeing African Export do a video on it. I was just like, mine! And then I finally picked it up, and I've been wearing it almost non-stop for the past couple of weeks. It's great because it lets me keep my hair 100% protected in a bun under the bun, so I really like it. I've never worn it down like that because I just don't care for it, but I like it in this obnoxiously big bun, and strangers seem to like it too. I constantly get comments on it. It's the subject of much consternation. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing. We're over 1,000 now, so I can't believe that, but it's really, really nice to be making a video again today. It was fun, and now I'm off to run my errands and eventually go on that date. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day as well, and I'll catch y'all later.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.